Greetings once again to all the attendees here. Thank you so much for joining this Getting Started with Zoho Sign webinar. I am Nandhitha M, a product expert, and I'm joined today by a couple of product experts from the Zoho Sign team who will be helping me to answer the questions that you post on the panel as I present this session. So let's quickly get started. So let me first walk you through the agenda. First, we will be going through an introduction to digital signatures and Zoho Sign, followed by an overview into the basic functionalities of Zoho Sign, which is to sign documents and to collect signatures. Followed by this, we will be answering a frequently asked question by most Zoho Sign users, which is how do you verify a digitally signed document? And after this, I will be moving on to look at a few advanced features and show you how you can use them. So these will be templates, SignForms, and bulk send. Followed by this, we will be looking at how you can integrate Zoho Sign with other popular apps. And this is one popular Zoho app that we are going to be integrating with today, which is Zoho CRM. So let's quickly get started into the webinar. So let me pose this question to you. In this digital era of business, do you still continue to do paperwork like this? And by that, I mean, do you draft your paperwork physically, print, scan, and make hard copies of these documents, sign them with vetted signatures, fax or mail these documents to recipients, collect their signatures, formalize these documents after turnaround, collect associated payments, raise invoices and bills, securely store these documents in a physical storage space, and then retrieve these documents in times of audits. In case you do this, you would be no stranger to the various challenges that manual paperwork is going to be bringing up. So this is a process that has almost entirely manual work with little to no digitization or automation. This will not do when we are in a rapidly digitized era, which is why we bring you a single and simple solution, that is Zoho Sign, a comprehensive cloud-based digital signature solution that you can use to sign and collect legally compliant and secure digital signatures. We also provide advanced features such as templates, SignForms, and bulk send, with which you can both accelerate and automate your digital signing process. You can also use Zoho Sign to track your documents and do centralized management, as well as generate reports for better analysis of your digital signing process. Further, we provide a free plan and a free trial of the Enterprise Edition, with which you can try out all of Zoho Sign's features before you choose the plan that is best suited for you. But why choose Zoho Sign from the various vendors out there? Zoho Sign is supplemented by compliance with data privacy and security regulations internationally, such as the GDPR, CCPA, and HIPAA, to name a few. We also provide multi-factor app authentication and role-based access that lets only restricted people access the document and with authentication. Further, you can choose to access reports, tamper-proof audit trails, and completion certificates, which will help ensure better security for your signing process. You can also authenticate signers via email or SMS OTP, knowledge-based authentication, government IDs, and signer attachments. Blockchain-based timestamping and trusted document timestamping are a couple of other features that Zoho Sign provides in order to ensure that a document is not tampered with. Further, you can choose to print and sign for regional conventions, sign using USB tokens or third-party digital signature providers, and also sign with advanced or qualified electronic signatures based on regional or national IDs. And all of this is possible with Zoho Sign's integrations with integrated trust service providers, as mentioned here. And of course, all of this is available at a very affordable price. Zoho Sign is further the best choice to go for because it is legally compliant across the globe. So we legally comply with various e-sign laws such as the PIPETA in Canada, the e-sign Act in the USA, e-IDAS in the European Union, ACTA across various African nations, ITA 2000 in India, and ETA in Australia and other parts of Southeast Asia. Moreover, Zoho Sign provides all the various varieties of digital signatures that are out there, such as simple or standard electronic signature, advanced electronic signature, and qualified electronic signature. Moving on, Zoho Sign is compatible across all popular platforms, be it on desktop or on mobile. So be it web browsers, Android OS, iOS, iPad OS, Mac OS, or Windows OS, Zoho Sign works just the same. So this is going to be quite easy for you to adapt to. Zoho Sign is also popular for its tight integrations, not only with the Zoho suite of apps, but with everyday workplace apps, such as the Microsoft suite of apps, the Google suite of apps, the CRM apps mentioned here, and with other integration platforms as well, where you can build custom integration workflows too. Zoho Sign also integrates with popular cloud storage apps and with other apps that provide specific functionalities. Moreover, you can choose to custom integrate Zoho Sign via APIs, webhooks, or software development kits and other developer tools as well. Zoho Sign is also compatible across departments, roles, and functions. So you can use it not only for the exhaustive list that is provided here, but for almost any department, role, and function. For instance, if you want to sign an NDA, or you have invoice processing, or you would like to review codes and sign them, all of these processes can be easily signed using Zoho Sign's digital signatures. Now we come to the most pivotal part of this webinar, which is to learn how you can use Zoho Sign. But before we start, I would like to give you a couple of sample documents. So what I will do is I will just post this work drive link on the question and answers tab. So you can find a couple of sample documents here. So you can feel free to simply use these sample documents and try out whatever that I'm showing on screen by yourself, so that in case you have questions, you can post them then and there. All right. So let me start showing you how to go about the basic functionalities of Zoho Sign. Please do use the PDF document and the CSV file given there to follow along. First, we will be looking at Sign Yourself. So let's see how that works. So if you open your Zoho Sign dashboard, it will look something like this. And here, before we go to Sign Yourself, I would like to show how you can check if you have any documents to be signed. So if you have a signature to be, pasted onto a document that is sent to you via Zoho Sign, that will be shown here under Need Your Signature. So this is someone who has used Zoho Sign to send you a document to be signed. So you can hover over that particular document and you will see all of these details mentioned here. So this is in case you have to sign a document sent by someone else, but say you would like to upload a document yourself and get it signed, you need to click on Sign Yourself to the center of the screen. Here you have three methods through which you can upload a document. So the first is quite simple, which is to drag and drop a file from your file folders. So you just drag and drop any particular document that you want, and then the document gets added, and you can give it a couple of seconds to load as well. So this is one method. The second would be to click on Add Documents. So you click on the drop-down icon below it, and you have an option to pick a cloud storage app. So say you have integrated with a couple of cloud storage apps such as Zoho Work Drive, Dropbox, Google Drive, and so on. You can just choose any of these cloud storage apps and choose a document from within there and attach them. This is another way to import documents directly from your cloud storage apps. The third method would be to choose from your device and upload a document directly. So once this is done, you can choose to even merge all of these documents into a single file. Now that is possible if you go to a particular document, and on the top left corner, you will have a checkbox available. So just click on whichever documents you want to merge, or select all of them if you wish to merge all of these documents. And you will be asked for a new file name for the merged set of documents. You can choose to drag and drop the order as well. So if you would like non-disclosure agreement to the first one, followed by permission slip and sample social media file, you can do so as well and give it a new file name. So let me say documents needing sign will be the new file name of the merged document. And once you click on merge, it becomes a single document where all of these document pages come one after the other in the order that you assembled them. After doing this, you can choose to again go to the ellipsis and replace them or delete them if required. So I'm just going to delete this and show you how to upload a simple document and get it signed. Let's upload a document from our desktop. We can change the name as well. So you can just change it to NDA or whichever name that you wish and click on continue. Now you will be taken to the document viewer tab. So here you will be able to see various methods through which you can change how the document viewer works for you. So you can choose to rotate right or left. You can choose to zoom in or zoom out, download a document at this stage itself, or even print the document or fit it to screen. So these are different ways in which you can change how the document viewer looks for you. Once you're comfortable with how the document viewer page looks for you, you can start adding fields. So you can add a signature field, an initial field, and all the other fields that you would want to. And all of this data is getting auto-populated from your Zoho Sign account. So when you make a Zoho Sign account, you will be adding details to your profile as well as to the organizational details section, both of which are available under the general settings. So you can just choose to drag and drop all of these fields and they will get auto-populated based on the data that you have added to My Profile or to organizational details. Let me quickly add a signature field. We've added an initial field, a name field, company field, as well as one for the email address as well. So this is going to be populated based on the data we gave in our profile. All right. So there's another interesting field that we have here called the sign date. So once you paste the sign date, you will be able to see that it gets auto-populated with the date of signing. So this is a method of document timestamping. So it will get filled to the date and time that is based off your computer's date and time. So once this is done, it's quite easy that someone knows that this is not a document that has been tampered with. It has been signed on that particular date. And of course, the sign date field is not editable. So this cannot be changed, thus ensuring the authenticity of the date of signing. So once you're happy with all of these fields, you can click on any of these fields to edit them. So I clicked on the signature field and it allows me to change the mode. If I want to, again, draw or upload my signature, I can choose to. However, there is another interesting feature you can try out here. So say you have a document with 20 pages and you would like your signature to appear at one particular spot, say the top right corner. All you have to do is place a field in the first appearance of this particular field and then right click on it. You will have an option to place the field on other pages. So if you place this particular field on the other pages, you will have further customizations possible. You can enable this only for this current document or for all documents which are available, or you can choose the particular pages where you want the signature to be replicated on. So once I do the customizations as per my need, you can just scroll down to see that the signature has been replicated at the exact same spot. So if you have a document with multiple pages and you would like the signature to reappear in a certain spot again and again, rather than dragging and dropping these fields and making it a cumbersome process for yourself, you can simply choose to place the field on other pages. This is done. You can just choose to sign via any of these digital signature providers that you've integrated with. So I will just choose Zoho Sign here. Once I do that, the document gets signed and I will be asked if I wish to send this to any recipients. That is, if I wish to send the signed copy to any recipients, I can add up to 3 recipient email addresses at once. So I'm going to just type in and I will see that a couple of suggestions come. So these suggestions are populated from my contacts. So say that you have already built a couple of workflows and sent out documents already. Then you have their email addresses already stored in contacts and you can just choose from here. As soon as you type it, the associated email addresses and names will pop up and you can just choose from that. So I chose Dave Smith and I'm sending him this particular document. So within a matter of seconds, you've completed signing a document yourself and even adding multiple fields within a matter of just seconds. So now that we've seen how you can sign a document yourself, let's quickly look at how you can send documents out for signatures. So this is going to be a similar process. So you open the dashboard and you will choose Send for Signatures here. Here you can click Add a Document and the uploading methods are going to be the same except for the templates option, which we will see in the next one. Which is quickly upload the same non-disclosure agreement. And I can change the name again if I want to, but in this case, it's just going to get auto-populated to the name that is given here. Now, there is a pop-up that comes here, which says form fields detected, and you can manage them in the next page. So this is a fillable PDF, which is why this comes up. And let me show you how this works further into this video. All right, so for now, let's just move further and add recipients. I can add myself as a recipient, and I will add another recipient. Let it be Dave Smith at this time. So I'll just populate Dave Smith's data here. And then, as you can see, there are numbers given to the left of these names and recipient email addresses. This is because we have checked this button that reads Send in Order, which means this will be a sequential signing process, meaning that John Martin will receive the document first, followed by Dave Smith. So only after John Martin performs their necessary signer action, only then will Dave Smith receive the document itself. But however, if I wish to change the order, all I have to do is simply go to this number, click on it, delete and change the order. So now that I've done this, I click outside of this particular recipient section and I see that Dave Smith is the first signer now, followed by John Martin. You can also drag and drop these recipient details to change their order. However, if I do not wish to send them in order and I want a parallel signing process where I send the document to both of them and either of them can choose to perform their signing action at any particular time. They can do it simultaneously or they can do one after the other. It's up to them. In that case, I will just uncheck this box. So for now, let me just send it in order. So let me show you a particular advanced feature here, which is to add bulk recipients. So when you click Add Bulk Recipients, you will be able to import up to 1,000 recipients here. So you can bulk send a particular document and its copies to 1,000 different recipients. Here, I'd like to make one thing clear. In bulk recipients, you are able to send multiple copies of the same document to different recipients. So say you have one document and 20 recipients, they will receive 20 individual copies, sign those individual copies. So each of the 20 documents will have only one signature on them and you will receive it back. So this is how it works. It is not one document with 20 signatures, but copies of those documents being sent to 20 people at once, and then you get one signature each back. So here you have a sample CSV file, a comma separated values file that you can choose to download and try it out. All of the data of the recipients is supposed to be in a comma separated values file, and you can upload it here. So there are two mandatory data fields you need to add, which is the recipient's email and the recipient's name. You can also optionally add a private note as well. Further, if you want, you can add custom columns too, such as say age, gender, and so on. So we have given you a sample CSV file, right? In that you will find such custom columns. So why do we add those? When you go to the document viewer mode, you will be able to see that these values will get associated with the fields there. So you can merge data from your CSV file onto the data fields. So this is quite easily possible. You will not have to spend a lot of time, dragging and dropping fields. As long as the data is merged accordingly and you have the field names appropriately, the data will get auto-populated there. You do not have to worry about, typing in each of these data items. Let's take a case here where I have interviewed a couple of candidates and I have a name list in a CSV file. All I need to do is drag and drop it here, and you will see that the recipient email and the recipient name are auto-populated here. So let me just quickly import it. Once I import it, you will be able to see that the bulk recipient section is mentioned as the third in this send in order workflow. All right, so this is something I just showed for your reference. So let me just remove this and show you further customizations. So here you can choose the role or the action associated with the particular recipient. So a recipient can be asked to sign a document, or they can be an in-person signer, meaning if you have situations where you have a host who would go on a field visit and probably visit somebody without an access to a device, or they would like them to sign within the same device, you can administer an in-person signing workflow where a host from the organization and the signer can work within the same device, and under the supervision of the host, they can just sign the document and provide it back within the same device. And then you have an option to be an approver or someone who simply receives a copy. So that's equal to being simply a recipient of the signed document. Further, you can choose how the request for the signature should be sent. Should it be via an email or via email plus SMS? Perform further customizations. You can click on the customize button. So here you can add a private note, which only John Martin will be able to see. So I will add a private note saying this is a private and confidential document. Kindly do not share it with anyone else. So let me just type that in. This will be only visible to John Martin. This will not be visible to the other recipients in the workflow. So once this is done, I can set an authentication type. So we have four options here. One is an email OTP, one is an SMS OTP, one is a dynamic knowledge-based authentication, and one is the offline mode. So the dynamic knowledge-based authentication is another feature that we have in Zoho Sign, where we partner with an app called Idology. So they will collect your data based off the social security number, and they will post dynamic questions that you will need to answer to be able to authenticate yourself and access the document. So this is going to be dynamic as long as your personal data associated with the social security number is going to be changing, and it's going to be dynamic. So in this case, the advantage is that only you will be able to answer the questions that are posed. So this is currently available only within the US data center. So only those accounts associated with the US data center will be able to use this particular integration. So after this, you can also choose the email and interface language. So Zoho Sign provides 22 plus languages currently. So you can just choose any of these languages that are available, and the email and interface language for the signer will be shown in the particular language of your choice. So we'll stick to English for this one. There is another customization you can enable, which is the digital signature providers. So in this case, you can choose a signer to be able to only sign with selected providers. So say you have integrated with 5 to 6 providers as mentioned here, you can just checkbox those ones that you want the signer to be able to sign via. So if you want them to only sign via Zoho Sign, you can uncheck all of the remaining boxes. Or if you want them to be able to sign via all the providers that you have enabled, you can just click on the other radio button. And please don't forget to click save to save your customizations. You can do the same level of customizations for Dave Smith as well. Further, if you scroll down, you can add more settings. So under more settings, you will be able to choose the days that are allowed to be, able to complete this particular document. So I'm setting it at 5 days. You can also choose the agreement validity date. You can choose a particular date or leave it at forever. Further, you have an option to choose the document type or the folder type, or you can even create a new document type and folder type here. This is purely for your reference because say there is this search bar here, right? Once you click on the drop down menu here, you will have multiple filters of which document type and folder are a couple of the filters available. So say at one point of time you want to collect the data of only a certain document type or a certain folder of documents, it's quite easy to access them when you have this enabled and you have a particular document type or folder added here. So this is just for better centralized management. So please feel free to use this and add these particular document types and folder names if you want to. You can add a common description as well. So this common description is going to be visible when you send this out for an email signature. So this will give them an idea as to what this document is all about and not leave them without context. So I'm just going to add that this is an NDA. Further, switch on the toggle switch for automatic reminders and set how often you want the reminders to be sent out. So let me just make it 2 days. And I will also add a common note to all the recipients. So I'm going to say please sign by 5 days because that's the date till expiry that we've given. So this will be visible to both Dave Smith and John Martin. I can save and close at this stage itself, meaning that this workflow will stay just as the same and I can later come back to it and resume my process of building the workflow. Or I can click on continue to be taken to the document viewer page. So the document viewer page will look exactly like it did for Sign Yourself. But here, as we saw earlier, there is the form fields option that pops up. So as I mentioned earlier, form fields pop up whenever you have a fillable PDF uploaded. So in a fillable PDF, you have spaces that are there where you can type down data, right? So in Zoho Sign, what happens is when once you upload a fillable PDF, those spaces get detected as fields. So if you would like to associate fields to those particular spaces, you can do so. So if you want to assign fields to a particular recipient, you can just choose that radio button, or you can just choose to ignore and add your own custom fields. That's also available. So let me just show you how this works by adding, Dave Smith as one of the recipients to whom we are going to associate fields. Here you will see that text fields have been added to all of those fillable spaces, and they are in the color associated with Dave Smith, which is orange. So these are text fields. You can just click on them to edit them as well if you require. So you can choose to delete these fields too. This is completely customizable and you can just use it as per your needs. So once that is done, you can add further fields. So I'm going to be adding a pre-fill field, which is a field that I can fill before sending this out for signature. So it gets auto-populated to my signature here. I'll add a signature field and a name field for John Martin as a recipient and Dave Smith as a recipient. So here the pre-fill value is just John Martin sending this from his own account. But as a recipient, I cannot automatically fill it here because it needs to be sent out and I need to receive it as a recipient before filling out these fields. So that is the basic difference between pre-fill and once you receive a document as a recipient. This is how the difference works. So let me add a full name field to both of them as well, to John Martin and Dave Smith. So yes, let's just drag and drop. Once this is done, you can choose the Actions tab and let me show you a couple of other actions that you can try out here. So you can definitely try this out parallelly. One is to apply a field template. This will become clearer when I show you how a template works. So a template is nothing but a set of fields which is imposed on a document. So if you would have fields located at particular spaces, imagine a blank sheet and you have fields in particular spaces and you want the fields in those exact spaces to be replicated onto this document, you can apply a field template. In that case, that field spaces alone will get superimposed upon this document. So you will have the fields alone being copy pasted here. The base document is just going to be changing. You have another option here. Zoho Sign's integration with Zia, the AI assistant of Zoho, allows you to detect and insert fields. This works pretty similar to how the form fields option work. However, form fields are only available when you have fillable PDFs. In this case, you can upload any document of your choice, and if there are spaces available for filling up data, Zia will help detect those spaces and you can insert fields too. So all you have to do is select the recipient of your choice. So say you're going to choose Dave Smith again. You can choose the document, choose whichever pages you want to apply this detect and insert fields feature to, and then you can click detect and insert. So let me just click on the recipient. I believe that has not been selected yet. Yes. So if I've chosen John Martin and if I click detect and insert, fields will be inserted for me. So this is quite simple to understand. Here you can also choose to send the document immediately or send it later, that is schedule sending the document. So when you click on send later, you have an option to choose the date and time and the time zone when you want to send this document out. So you can just choose that particular date and time and the time zone and click on schedule send. At this stage, I'd like to remind you that the schedule send option works from 30 minutes after you prepare a document to 30 days. So that is the time range. You have to wait about 30, any time, beyond 30 minutes of the completion of the document workflow to 30 days is the permissible time limit for you to be able to schedule documents up for signatures. So once this is done, you can click on send and you will have this pop-up that lets you confirm all these details. So since this particular account, John Martin at securesign247.com, this particular account is where we are working from, we have an option to sign the document right after sending it within this interface itself. So it will be shown in the need your signature tab that we saw already. So you can just check this checkbox, or you can choose to uncheck it if you want to sign this from an email inbox. So let me uncheck this and click on confirm. Once this is done, the document gets sent out for signatures, and you can watch how this works in the in progress subsection under documents. So let's just click on that document and I'll show you how the sequential signing works. So as I had already mentioned, John Martin is the first recipient in this workflow. He has been mailed the document. However, he has not finished the action associated with them, which is to sign the document, which is why Dave Smith has still not received the document. All right. So only after this entire process is over for John Martin will this start. Here you have further options that are available. So you have a lot of actions available at the top. You can choose to view the document, edit it. And by edit, we mean that anything that happens before the document viewer page. So if you want to change the recipient details or the name of the document, all of this can be done using edit. But if you want to edit the contents of the document, you can choose correct document. So you can change the field values or all of these, information that is available within the document in the document viewer page. You can do so at correct document. However, both of these options to edit a document and to correct a document, they are only available until the first signer has performed their particular action. So if the first signer has already performed an action that's associated with that, this cannot be used. So you can choose to extend a document's validity time period, send reminders. You can change the reminder settings. You can choose to recall a document. You can choose to email them, save this to a cloud storage app, download it, edit the same document as a new one, save it as a template, change the ownership of the document. You can print it, check out the activity history related with this, or even delete this document. So all of this is possible at this stage itself. And try out all of these actions at ease. Now we come to another crucial part. So this is a frequently asked question with Zoho Sign. So many people get documents signed using Zoho Sign, but they do not know how to verify the signed document. So this is quite a simple process. It's not at all as complicated as it sounds. Let me just quickly show you how to do that. So if you have a PDF reader within your device, it's going to be quite easy to administer. So let's just open any document that is signed with a digital signature using a PDF reader. So the most common one out there is Adobe Acrobat. I'm just going to open it with that. And as soon as I open, I will be able to see this tab pop up, which says this document is signed and all signatures are valid. So once I click on the signature panel, I can see further details. So let me just click on the signature panel. And here you will see that this document has been signed by Zoho Corporation. This is because the digital signature certificate associated with this signature that you used on Zoho Sign is in the name of Zoho Corporation. All right. So this is how the signature looks like visually, but then the digital data behind the signature or the digital signature certificate data is available in the signature panel. So this is how you can verify. You can click on that to look at further details such as the validity of the signature, the source of trust. And you can see that the document has not been modified ever since the signature was applied. Signer's identity is valid. The signing time is from the clock on signer's computer. So this is the document timestamping part that we mentioned about. And it also says that the signature is LTV enabled, which is long time validation enabled. So this is long time archival or long time validation, which helps your document to be verifiable even decades after it is signed. So it ensures that the document's validity stays true even further into the future after it is signed. Even if the providers of the signatures are obsolete, you can possibly ensure that the document's validity is still not in any way tamperable and it's verified. So you can check all of the signature details here. There's another way that you can have a detailed summary of the signing process itself, which is to download a certification of completion absolutely for free. So you can download it along with the signed document itself in Zoho Sign. So you can have a detailed summary of the document name, the document ID, and further details here. So you can see even a copy of the signature, what the signature looks like. So you can compare it with the document. You can see what are the terms agreed to when it was signed, what was the digital signature method used, and so on and so forth. The legal disclosure is also attached with this particular certificate of completion. So this is how you can verify a document that is already signed using a digital signature. So as you're trying these out, in case you are in a trial plan, there is a good chance that you would have seen this particular watermark that is there in every signed document. It says for demo purpose only, powered by Zoho Sign. So if you wish to lose this watermark, you can quickly switch to our free plan or to any of our paid plans. In that case, you will not be able to see this watermark. So this is another frequently asked question for new Zoho Sign users. So this is what we'd like to guide you with. You can quickly change to the free plan or to any of our paid plans, and this watermark will cease to exist. So this is just here to ensure that the trial plan is used with due diligence. At this point, we have looked at the basic features of Zoho Sign. Now we move on to the advanced features. First of the advanced features is going to be templates. Templates are quite useful if you have documents that you repeatedly send out for signatures, but then the fields on them do not change. The document as such does not change. Only the values of the fields and the recipients to whom you sent it change. In this case, templates are going to be very useful. So rather than drafting multiple documents and pasting the fields again and again and typing in recipient details, this is going to be quite simple for you to administer. So let's see how to create a template. You can try this out parallelly with the document that I just sent you. So once you open the Zoho Sign dashboard, you will be able to see templates on the left-hand pane. So just click on templates. And before I show you how to create a template, there are a few advancements that have happened with this particular feature that I'd like to walk you through. So next to create template, you have this drop-down button with which you can import a template. So say you have a document already and you have spaces there and you just want to upload the document and detect fields using Zia and convert that to a template. Or you have a document with text tags that are all already available, which upon uploading onto Zoho Sign will get changed into fields. You can choose to import the template right here. Otherwise, you can choose existing templates and click on the actions button above them and choose to use the template. And in this case, what will happen is the particular chosen documents will get merged onto a single template. So this is possible, and this will work just as similarly as we merge documents for signing when we tried out Sign Yourself. All right. So this is how it works. You can also choose to export the selected templates as well. So these are the advancements that we have currently with the templates feature, which is to import, export, or merge templates. Now let me quickly show you how you can create a template. So you can just uncheck these and go to create template on the top right corner. You will be able to add a document here just as you did earlier with Sign Yourself and Send for Signatures. So just let's add a new document here. So this is going to be a vendor agreement, and let me just explain this simple use case to you so that it's easier to follow. So say you have tenders that you give out often, and there's a vendor agreement. So there will be a signing vendor at all points of time. So whoever is chosen to be given the tender, they will have this particular signing vendor who will be signing on behalf of the tender. So that particular role is not going to change. However, who the signing vendor will be will change from tender to tender. The document is not going to change. The fields are not going to change, but only the field values and the recipients associated will be changing. So in this case, a template makes best sense to be sent out. So let's quickly add a role. So as I said, let this be the signing vendor. The signing vendor is not going to be changing. However, we do not know the recipient email and name right now because we don't know who the signing vendor is going to be. So let's add John Martin's account too as an approver. So in this case, how the workflow will work is the signing vendor will sign the document and John Martin will approve it. All right. So let's quickly just click on continue, and here we can build the template. Here I have a pre-fill value field. So the name of the firm will always be populated by the person who's going to be sending out the document. So let's say that is John Martin here. We will pre-fill the field. So they choose who the tender is going to be sent to. Now we have the signing vendor. Let's add a couple of fields for them, such as their full name, the company's name, and then their signature as well. So you can align this to your comfort. And then let's add a signature field and a full name field for the approval. So this is how the workflow will be performing. You can just click on save to save this particular template, and it will take you back to the templates tab. So here all you need to do is just click on the template and you can view how it will work. So here you can just add in the pre-fill value fields data here itself. So what you can do is just enter a value, say vendor for books. You do not even have to open the particular document. You can send it from right here and type in the name of the recipient. So this time, the signing vendor is going to be Dave Smith. So let me just populate this data here. And once that's done, I can choose to continue to add further fields if I want to, quick send from here itself, or choose to schedule it and send it later. So this is going to work just as you send out documents for signatures. That's why you have this option available within Send for Signatures as well. So this is something that we already saw. When you send for signatures, you can add a template right here itself. What happens is you will be asked to choose a template. We choose the same tender vendor agreement. Scroll down and here you will be able to add the recipient details. All right. So let me just fill in Dave Smith's data. So these are just two methods to reach the same goal. I'm just showing you how you can work through both so that you can choose whatever works for you. Now you will be taken to the document viewer tab where the fields are already available. All you need to do is type in vendor for books here, just as we did in the template section. So this is just a different method to reach to the same result. So once you do this, you can again send or send later. And once you send, you can confirm the details, the fields associated with the email IDs, and the template is quickly sent out for signatures. So this is quite quick and easy to administer if you have documents that you repetitively get signed from different recipients. Now let's take another use case where you do not know the details of your recipient or you would like to administer a self-service signing scenario. So in this case, you do not have control over, say, who is going to be a recipient or you do not have their data as well. Then what do? Because circulating a random document out into the internet might be quite unsafe. But you would like to generate a secure public URL to perform the same action. In that case, you can convert a template into a sign form, which is the next advanced feature we'll be looking at. So sign forms are nothing but secure public URLs that are both shareable and they are also embeddable. So you can quickly send it out as a URL and get documents signed in case you have a self-service signing scenario or a case where you do not know the recipient's details. So let's see how to do that. So I have a template here, and there's one thing that you must keep in mind while creating a template, which will get converted to a sign form. Just as we did for the vendor tender agreement, you need to ensure that the first recipient data is left blank, only the role is populated. So as we had signing vendor here, let's say in this case, we will make the role as parent because this is a use case where we have a fee receipt that a parent has to sign after they pay fees for their university ward. So in that case, you will be only having the role, but not the not the recipient data. So this is because once you paste this as a URL somewhere, there are going to be multiple recipients who will open it, and you will not know who is the particular recipient and what is their email address and name. In that case, once they fill it in, their data will get auto-populated onto the first empty record. All right, so this is how this is going to work. I'll just show you this particular template so you know that this is what we're working with. So I went to actions and clicked on view template. Here you see that there is a role. There is a role called parent. There are no recipient data, associated with this. There's no email ID or name. And these are the fields I've added: full name, signature, and sign date. So let me quickly save this and come back. Here there are two ways in which you can quickly make a sign form. You can check this box and go to the ellipsis associated with it and create a sign form. In this case, the selected template is already here. And then you can add a name and then perform the further actions. Otherwise, there's another way to achieve this, which is to go to sign forms on the left-hand pane. And then you can create a sign form by clicking on the top right corner button. Here you have to choose choose a template and then type in a name for this particular sign form, which is please fill after paying the fees or anything that you want this URL to read as. And then you can choose the validity. You can choose it to be forever or you can set a deadline. So say I want them to, finish paying the fees and sign it within July 18th, I can do so. You can enforce a one-time password for your signers to authenticate via, and you can only allow access for those authenticated signers. You can choose to limit the sign form responses, which is very useful if you're collecting a limited data. So say you only want 100 people to sign this particular sign form and you want it to cease then and there. You can choose the number of responses. You can choose to avoid duplicate responses within the 7 days of initial response. So this is done so that you have unique responses sent to you. And you can also allow the signer to resume signing from their previous response. So this is particularly useful if you have signers who use their network connectivity or for some reason have to stop the workflow at a particular point and they will have to continue later. Then it's very useful. Once you have done all of these customizations to your requirements, all you need to do is click on create and the sign form gets created. You can click the ellipsis next to it, copy the URL, and let me just show you how it looks like by copy pasting it onto another tab. This is how it will look like. So you can just type in the name and email. So here, as I said, the role is mentioned here, but then the name and email are not mentioned. And this is going to be someone out there who's going to be, typing all of these data in. We do not know, since this is going to be something that is circulated. All right. So this is a secure and public URL. So you do not have to worry about this falling into the wrong hands. You can click start signing, and the signing process is going to be quite simple. You can agree to the terms and conditions there, click on agree and continue, and you will get guided to the various fields. So since I already have an account, all my data is going to get auto-populated. So my name is auto-populated. I can choose how my signature looks like. The date is also auto-populated based off the sign date. So this is going to be 4th of July when I sign this document. Then I can choose to sign this via any of the digital signature providers here. So such as Zoho Sign, let me just choose that. And in a matter of seconds, this entire document is signed, and this was via a URL that we sent out. So this is particularly useful if you have an existing click chat or a WhatsApp chat, or even a website where you would like to embed this link. In this case, it will be quite easy for you to have the signature document available within just a matter of clicks. So yes, at this stage, we come to the end of the Zoho Sign overview and an overview of its features and functionalities. Now we go into one particular integration of Zoho Sign. So as we already saw, Zoho Sign integrates tightly with multiple other apps, but one of the most popular apps out there is Zoho CRM, with which obviously Zoho Sign integrates quite tightly. So let me just take you through that. So let's see how this integration works. But before we start, you need to make sure that you have a valid subscription both on Zoho CRM and on Zoho Sign. And you must have integrated Zoho CRM and Zoho Sign, which is quite easy. All you need to do is go to this settings button, the gear icon next to your profile image, click on Marketplace, choose Zoho underneath that, and you can search for Zoho Sign and click on Setup Now. And within a matter of seconds, Zoho Sign would have been installed for Zoho CRM. So this integration makes it quite simple for you to send out documents to get them signed from any of your dashboard modules. So these are the dashboard modules, right? So let's just choose one of these records from underneath the leads module and send out a document to them for signature. Since I have already integrated this account, once I click on a particular, record here, say Barbara Zilker, you will be able to see the Send with Zoho Sign button. And once you click on that, this particular tab pops up within CRM itself. So these are functionalities that you would have seen within Zoho Sign, but then this works from within CRM through the integration. So you can add a document. So let's just add one from our desktop, which is our device, or you can choose to attach a CRM attachment, import it from your cloud storage apps, or even choose templates. So all of this is available. I'm going to add the sample partnership agreement I shared with you on the chat. It's the same document. So here you see that the record is already populated because we came from within Barbara Zilker's record. However, if you want to change it, you can change it at this stage too. So all you need to do is click on the records drop-down icon next to the name, and you can choose lead and click on the search icon and click on whichever record that you want, and the name gets populated here. As you can see, the signer action, the delivery mode, all of this is just as you saw in the Zoho Sign account. At this stage, you can choose to quick send or click next to add fields onto your document. So let's just give it a couple of seconds to load, and you will be able to see that the document, workflow building section of Zoho Sign pops up. Here, you already have the data of the recipient populated from what you gave in CRM, and you can click on continue to build the document with fields. So let me just quickly add a couple of fields. Let's add a sign date field first, and then we will also add a full name field and a signature field. So these are for Barbara Zilker. And once all of this is added, we can add a prefill value. We'll add a signature associated with this account. So this is a John Zilker account, which is why John Zilker's account has this particular signature. Once this is done, you can click on send, verify the details associated with the recipient, and that's it. So it's quite simple for you to send out a CRM document for signature. So you can easily send out documents to any of your CRM module records through this manner. You can further find out the database of how Zoho Sign documents were sent out and what stage they are in by going to Zoho Sign documents in the left-hand pane. Or you can scroll down with the associated record and you will be able to see this. Further, if you go to the ellipsis bar in the dashboard, you will be able to see Zoho Sign document events as well. So you can track the performance of your documents, or what status they are in, and what document events have happened with regards to documents sent out using Zoho Sign right there. So this is quite an easy process. So with this, you will be able to send out documents to all of your CRM users. Here we have a link which is support@zohosign.com, which you can use to send us any feedback or queries with regards to this session or with the app in itself. So if you have any questions or feedback with regards to Zoho Sign's platform, you can let us know via the link here. Also, if you'd like to stay updated with all of our product updates, or you want to see further help videos or product feature videos, you can definitely stay tuned to all our social media channels such as X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Also, if you want to just visit Zoho Sign and try all of the features out, you can scan this particular QR code mentioned here. Further, we have a list of resources. We have a dedicated knowledge base which has articles which will help you go through all of the various features of Zoho Sign. So you have step-by-step instructions to all of the various features out there. You can set up your Zoho Sign account via the second link. Further, you have details about all the Zoho Sign integrations and step-by-step instructions as to how you can set them up in this link. We also have the frequently asked questions about e-signature solutions available in this link. Followed by this, we have an API guide. So this is dedicatedly meant for those who are trying out customized API integrations with Zoho Sign. Further, we have a forum, which is a community of Zoho Sign users. So you can interact with them. You can discuss how you use Zoho Sign with fellow Zoho Sign users on this community forum. We also have a legal guide that you can use to check out the legal compatibility of Zoho Sign with your region or nation. You can also see the pricing plans of Zoho Sign, the pricing page here. So you can see whichever pricing plan is best for you, and whatever features are best suited for you. You can just see that and choose accordingly from there. And you can also request for a demo with the last link mentioned here. Moreover, Zoho Sign now provides personalized paid training via Zoho Spark. So we provide an online training course. So this is a certified course that you can take up. So you can take this course as an administrator, or you can also take up the developer course. So you can sign up for this course using the link given here. So you can try this out if you want a more detailed understanding into how to use Zoho Sign. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. So I hope that this has been useful to you, and you can definitely make use of the support@Zoho Sign link to mail us with further queries and questions and any feedback that you might have as well. And please do go through this recording and the deck that we sent you within a couple of days as you try out Zoho Sign by yourself. And you can even use the work drive files that we sent you to try out the various features and check out how Zoho Sign works best for you. So thank you once again for joining this webinar. So I'll meet you again in another webinar soon. Thank you so much for joining.